What I'll tell you what Christy and Gypsy and all of them have done is they've tried to keep all of us away from each other. They've tried to keep the reporters that want the truth away from the family. They've told us awful things about the other, trying to sow seeds of doubt, because if we're all together and we're united and we share the truth, their story falls apart.
Hi beautiful people, hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you are in the world. Let me preface by saying I am well aware that the Pitre family has made their decision to speak through without a crystal ball and solely on her platform, and I respect their decision. The reason for me continuing to expose without a crystal ball's lies, manipulation and vindictiveness is because maybe someone else will learn and understand who she truly is before they invest anything in her. Especially the fact that she tells people not to watch others that actually report on her and to just block them. Anyway, she made these posts recently and, as per usual, dirty deleted a few. I don't care who Gypsy's baby daddy is or her bounce back. I care that Gypsy tried to get her cousins to lie that their grandfather abused them. Gypsy wanted them to lie so that her false claims against Claude Pitre would be more believable. Her cousins cut her off after she asked them to lie for her. That's what I care about. Claude is elderly, sick, and does not deserve the smear campaign. Gypsy Blanchard is a monster and should never be believed. Everything she says is a lie. She lied about Dee Dee and she's lying about her grandfather. Also, this is directly from people involved. No gossip, no tea. Facts from victims of crime that are fed up. Claude Pitre has never admitted he abused Gypsy. He was interviewed and asked about the allegations. He said no. The editors continued to press him. The scene of him saying Gypsy touched him was not the full response, and him trying to make sense of what they just accused him of doing. Claude is elderly. He is losing his memory and has been dealing with serious health issues for years. Production exploited him. No one other than Gypsy, a pathological liar, has ever accused him of SA. In fact, Gypsy had no memory of this alleged abuse until the memories were planted in her mind by friends and family because she needed content for the book. I have all the evidence and screenshots to prove she's lying. Stop believing the show that she has some editorial control over. It's not true. She now claims that she cares about Claude Pitre. I call bullshit. If she did care about Claude Pitre, she, without a crystal ball, should have not actually continued to spread the false allegations against Claude Pitre. By making this post, first off, by stating that she was sent an advance copy of the book by the family, and that's Katie Joy's way of flexing. And then she goes on to push the false allegations. And when you pause and actually read this post in its entirety, she further tries to push that Gypsy is so remorseful and that this book is raw and real. Now she says that she has proof that these memories were planted in Gypsy's mind by friends and family. If she did have all this evidence, why is it only coming out now? Why wasn't that a red flag for her at that time? If she truly felt that these memories were planted in Gypsy's mind, for her to have a narrative that her grandpa essayed her, to any decent, logical person, that would be a red flag. And for a decent, logical, ethical person, they would have wiped their hands clean from those same people that were planting these memories in Gypsy's mind. Not only now that Gypsy and Christy do not want to have anything to do with her anymore. If Without a Crystal Ball really cared about Claude Pitre so much, as I said, as soon as she learned that information, and it sounds like she knew that information very early on, she should have exposed it. Period. Wiped her hands clean from that family. Period. Knowing what they were capable of. But no. She went on to brag about how she was given an advance copy of the book and further promoted the allegations Gypsy Rose made against Claude Pitre. Without a Crystal Ball has admitted that she has 5 years of screenshots and messages from this family, from Christy and whoever else. Who holds on to screenshots and messages from people that you once claim are good friends, like without having an agenda? She goes on to post, tomorrow is January 6th, and if you are following Gypsy Blanchard on any platforms, there's an initiative to unfollow her on all platforms. This initiative is to support the family of Dee Dee Blanchard and to stop Gypsy's smear campaign against everyone involved in this case. If you care about justice for Dee Dee and the Pitre family, please unfollow her on all platforms. Now, before I show you the TikTok where she got this information from, I just want you to listen to this. Listen to Katie Joy actually admit to being part of the grift and exploitation.
I never didn't care about the Pitre family. In fact, when I was still on their side, I was trying to get them not to write that fucking book. I tried to convince them not to put that shit in about Claude. I told them doing that was a bad idea. I said he was old. They had never filed a police report. She didn't remember this for years. They can sue.
Also, read the screenshot she shared where Christy wanted, without a crystal ball, to be her voice and use her platform because Christy stated she is under contract. I rest my case that Katie Joy knew all along the grift they had going on and she condoned it. Now listen to the original TikTok made by this young lady about this initiative.
Dee Dee and the Pitres all deserve the justice and for their story to be heard. And not to mention, she groomed and manipulated an autistic man. And now she is walking free on this earth while he rots in prison for the rest of his life. Because she doesn't know how to stop lying. And now she's profiting off of it. Justice for Dee Dee, justice for Aurora, justice for Nick, justice for the Pitres. Block Gypsy. Unfollow her. Mass unfollow on the 6th and on the 15th.
I say you deleted that post without a crystal ball. What about Nick? Or are the Pitres the only one that you feel are most important and you are allowing to be heard on your platform? So are you saying fuck Nick? Because he was manipulated by Gypsy, and I do believe that he deserves a fair trial. And I'm not saying he deserves to be roaming around free. What about Aurora? She is an innocent baby. She didn't ask to be born into this fucked up situation. She deserves to be protected. Once again, without a crystal ball, Aurora is an innocent baby and didn't choose to be brought into this mess. But she still needs to be acknowledged and protected. And also, last but not least, weren't you the one that made this post? And as you can see, without a crystal ball posted, Gypsy isn't pregnant. Prove me wrong. You needed to be convinced that Gypsy Rose was pregnant. Yet, back in July, you were congratulating Ken and Gypsy, and you were very proud at yourself for keeping secrets, as you guys can see. Anyways, moving on. For anyone doubting if Claudia and Dollar Pitre are real, and that they aren't fake accounts, I can confirm they are real. I have contact with them off TikTok and they are absolutely real. They are sharing their feelings and they have a right to express themselves without being questioned. Period. Katie Joy, it's no surprise to me how you like a fish out of water, flip-flopping, all because you got rejected. You didn't cut ties with Gypsy and the Blanchards. They cut you off. They blocked you. Now, who is the one that you have to thank for actually being in contact with the Pitres? Let me remind you, the one and only and brave Pink Pony. Remember the same person you had an issue with that actually went down to Louisiana to give us all a first-hand look at what was going on at that book signing. And that was her sole purpose of going. She wasn't going for a vigil or to protest. Her sole purpose was going down to Louisiana to live stream what was going down at Gypsy Rose's book signing. And it seems as though the Pitres actually appreciate her efforts. And through her efforts is what got you in contact with the Pitres. But let's go back to how you yourself did not believe that it was the Pitres and how you continued to criticize Pink Pony for her brave and selfless efforts.
Last night, I thought the entire fiasco was completely inappropriate. I thought it was unnecessary, and you gave Gypsy exactly what she wanted, okay? I never supported the protest. I never advocated for the protest. I never advocated for a vigil because why would I do that? Why? I mean, it was very obvious to me, the people involved with it, other than Ivory Rose Grows Wild,
who went there and did say a prayer for Dee Dee and did a moment of silence. All the other people involved were only there to be relevant. They were there to get close to Gypsy, to make her know that they were there, to use it for content, to make money, and to create a following. They aren't there because they care about Dee Dee. They're not there because they care about Nick. They're not there for any other reason but their selfish reasons. And they're there to cause a scene. I told people last week that it's just a stupid idea to get around or near the Blanchards because they love to get people arrested. They love to get people in trouble with the law. And I told people, if you go, they're going to try to get you arrested because they will love nothing more than to help fuel the narrative that, look, these people came, they're the bad ones, they put Gypsy's life in danger, and look, they got arrested. And what happened was the people that were there to protest bought passes to get into Gypsy's book signing. Why the hell, if you're there for a protest, would you even think to buy a ticket to see Gypsy? You're there protesting her profiting off crime, and yet you're going to pay $42 to get near her to help her profit off crime? The point of there was to not help her profit, I thought. I thought you guys were going there to protest. And yet you go in there, and what were you going to do once you got in there? Just make it so that Gypsy knows that you're there? It doesn't matter if they wanted to go inside. If you're there to protest, you don't protest in the building. You can't protest on private property. I don't know if you're aware of that. If they're going to protest, they have to protest outside. They can't go in the building. That mall is not a public space. It's not owned by the government. It's a private building. And of course they're not allowed to film inside. It's a private property. Like, I'm blown away that people would even consider or think that it's like their rights were violated. Exactly. They wanted to be inside for content. They didn't care. They were only there to make content. They were there to provoke Gypsy, to try to start an altercation. They were there to make a scene. And then they're acting like the victims because they got kicked out after trying to make a scene. And of course, Bree turned the whole thing into this, Gypsy's life is in danger. And I want to be clear, I don't think any of those people there were going to hurt Gypsy. Pink Pony made a scene by being there. Of course she made a scene. Having to get removed from an establishment, she sat down right by the camera crew and put up her camera and started filming them. How is that not causing a scene? And then she makes a video and claims that she was assaulted when we all saw what happened. No one assaulted her. They were there to create a scene. That's the only reason they were there. It's like, I don't know. You're there to create a scene. You're not. And then she's being disrespectful when they're asking her to leave. And she's like, wow, wow, wow. What did you expect? And then she's got people I'm sorry that they're trying to get her to sue people. Why? Why would you ever encourage someone to sue? And then she makes a video and says she was assaulted. She was not assaulted. No one touched her. A woman put her hand up so that she wouldn't be filmed. And of course, she wasn't going to be allowed to film. Lifetime had a contract and probably a permit to film in this shop. I guarantee you Lifetime paid the bookstore to use the space for the fake signing. I'm sure that some of the people there were there because they knew Lifetime was going to be filming and they wanted to be on camera. I don't think these people were paid actors. I don't think Lifetime did a casting call for people to come. Some people just showed up because they wanted to be on the show. Pink Pony is claiming she was assaulted. I'm sure Nina had in most cities, if you're going to film and it's not on your property, you have to get a permit to film. You have to get, and then if you're going to use someone's space, you are generally going to pay them to allow you to film. So I'm sure that the bookstore got incentives for them to film. It wasn't a real signing. So it was clearly staged because Gypsy signed no books. There was no pens. There were no photos that were given with her. People got a book and walked out. It was like a scam. It was all for show. It was for propaganda to make it seem like Gypsy has more supporters than she does. And quite honestly, if you're showing up at a book signing to try to get close to someone who you don't like, I would say that doesn't want you around them. That's what harassment actually is. And you flew there to go there. I mean, it's quite possible if Gypsy wanted to play the victim, she could be like, that woman stalked me. She showed up here. I mean, Gypsy could just cry to the police and be like, I need an order of protection. She's a stalker. Ethan, who went, said he doesn't support her. I'm not going to Ethan is, some people win just to go. I mean, that doesn't make, he wasn't rude though. Both Dee Dee's sisters thanked Pink Pony. Yeah, right. Show me the receipts. Show me the receipts. Dorla and Claudia have been silent. Silent. They commented, are you sure it's them? How do you know it's them? How do you know it's Dorla? Yeah, I've never seen the sisters comment in years, so I think it would be weird if they said something now. I don't know if that's really Dorla or not. Except there's a lot of people that pose as people that claim to be people. I can't go look. She's blocked me. And I'm not going to stop my live. Claudia and Dorla haven't commented to anyone. There's a lot of people that pretend to be Ken Urker and Gypsy on things. You have no idea if that's actually Dorla, if that's actually a Claudia. I'm just muting people right now because I'm not interested in this.
Without a crystal ball, cannot handle not being the first with anything. Everything that she did not advocate for got her exactly what she wanted. And that now she is gatekeeping. And that is the Pitre family and their story. And all credits and thanks should be going to Pink Pony Club. It's funny, she says how the Blanchards love to get people arrested. But in my opinion, that's exactly what I have observed about Without a Crystal Ball. She cannot handle not being the first at anything. She sat behind the screen criticizing Pink Pony and whomever else. Someone who never leaves their house. Someone who claims to be an advocate but has helped no one except herself by putting money in her pocket, by exploiting victims. And the reason she is blocked by Pink Pony is because this YouTuber Without a Crystal Ball that flexes at the amount of subs that she has continues to bully smaller creators, steals content from smaller creators like Pink Pony, and she didn't even credit Pink Pony. Also, why would it be weird for the sisters to have commented? And as we know, it was them that did thank Pink Pony. They clearly appreciated what Pink Pony had done for their sister, and they thanked her. And also, Without a Crystal Ball that proudly claims that she is a journalist / reporter / investigative journalist, all this time could not find and reach out to Dee Dee's sisters herself prior to this. Yet it took Pink Pony to do what she did, what Katie Joy was against, to get the attention of Dee Dee's sisters. Again, Without a Crystal Ball doesn't want to help this family. She wants to use this family to get revenge on Gypsy and Christy. And she is going to use this family to achieve that, in my opinion, because Without a Crystal Ball invested a lot of time in this family And that's 5 years. And she knew Gypsy wasn't a good person, but she rode with them and kept their secrets, which has been proven. When the first time she turned on the Blanchards, she exposed their secrets. She knew how they were fucking up and doing shit. But she went right back to them. No decent, ethical human being would do that. She helped the Blanchards lie for Gypsy. She wasn't manipulated, or the wool wasn't pulled over her eyes. She ignored all the signs and warnings. And to the Pitre family and extended family, again, you guys forgave her for saying that Dee Dee deserved to die, which was a few years ago. What about just 8 months ago when she doubled down and she said that she believes and felt that Dee Dee's murder was justified? And now, by her giving you whatever information she held onto for leverage for 5 years, the same actions that she condoned for 5 years until now, she just wants revenge. She didn't even have much interaction with Gypsy. Ryan, Gypsy's ex-husband, even said himself that Gypsy hated this woman. Without a crystal ball, it's just love bombing you guys. She's gaslighting you. She's manipulating you. She is trying to keep you guys away from people that truly can also help you. Let me leave you guys with just a small example of how without a crystal ball makes shit up. She lies. She claims that they called the baby the golden egg, that they wanted that baby for a check.
Christy will want the baby for a check. Yeah, it's the golden egg. That's what they call it.
That's what they call the baby?
Mm-hmm. She's the hen. She's the golden goose that is laying the golden egg. That's what they call the baby.
But hold on, Katie Joy. Isn't that what your husband said about you?
Right here, this woman right here, she is the goose that laid the golden egg in terms of YouTube. Because these people know, and I think she was addressing it when I came in here, these people know that if they make hate videos about Katie, whether what they're saying is true or not, that's irrelevant. But they know that it's going to boost their viewership and they're going to make money.
Most people want the same thing, and that is justice for Dee Dee Blanchard. But without a crystal ball wants revenge. No journalist, reporter, investigative journalist is going to sit on TikTok for hours with the extended family digging up shit and disparaging people, speaking ill about an innocent baby. Digging up shit from people's past is not relevant. Disparaging family members that have no part in seeking justice for Dee Dee, doxing people, that is exactly what Without a Crystal Ball is doing. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Please be safe out there. Also, please be warm. Be kind to one another and don't forget, make good memories. Bye, guys.